Good morning, students. Welcome back to virtual English class. I think all of you are fine and safe though. I think you have done your homework. Did you write the question answers? Did you study that? Then let us start today's class. Then what is the story of the lesson? In the previous class, I have told you about a boy who came to his grandfather's house to spend his holidays. Did you know the story? I think you have read that story well. Then where did we stop that? After that 3 paragraphs. Let us start the lesson. Look into the screen and then listen. In the spring, when the banyan tree was full of small red figs, birds of all kinds would flock into its branches. The red-bottomed bulbul, cheerful and greedy, gossiping rosy pastures, and parrots and crows, squabbling with each other all the time. During the fig season, the banyan tree was the noisiest place on the road. Halfway up there, I had built a small platform on which I would often spend the afternoon when it wasn't too hot. I could read there, propping myself up against the bole of the tree with the cushions taken from the drawing room. Treasure Island, Huckleberry Finn, the Mowgli stories, and the novels of Edgar Rice Burroughs and Lucia May Alcott made up my bag of very mixed reading. When I did not feel like reading, I could look down through the banyan leaves at the world below, at grandmother hanging up or taking down the washing, at the cook quarreling with a fruit vendor, or at grandfather grumbling at the hardy Indian marigold, which insisted on springing up all over his very English garden. Usually, nothing very exciting happened while I was in the banyan tree. But on one particular afternoon, I had enough excitement to last me through the summer. That was the time I saw a mongoose and a cobra fight to death in the garden while I sat directly above them in the banyan tree. It was an April afternoon, and the warm breeze of approaching summer had sent everyone, including grandfather, indoors. I was feeling drowsy myself and was wondering if I should go to the pond behind the house for a swim, when I saw a huge black cobra gliding out of the clump of cactus and making for some cooler part of the garden. At the same time, a mongoose whom I had often seen emerged from the bushes and went straight for the cobra. In a clearing beneath the tree, in bright sunshine, they came face to face. Cobra knew only too well that the grey mongoose, 3 feet long, was a super fighter, clever and aggressive. But the cobra was skillful and experienced fighter too. He could move swiftly and strike with the speed of light, and the sacks behind his long, sharp fangs were full of deadly venom. It was to be a battle of champions. Did you understand? Then to understand more, we have to see a video clip. You listen here.
The tree was full of small red figs. Birds of all kinds would flock into its branches. The red-bottomed bulbul, cheerful and greedy, gossiping rosy pastors, and parrots and crows squabbling with each other all the time. During the fig season, the banyan tree was the noisiest place on the road. Halfway up the tree, I had built a small platform on which I would often spend the afternoons when it wasn't too hot. I could read there, propping myself up against the bole of the tree with cushions taken from the drawing room. Treasure Island, Huckleberry Finn, the Mowgli stories, and the novels of Edgar Rice Burroughs and Louisa May Alcott made up my bag of very mixed reading. When I did not feel like reading, I could look down through the banyan leaves at the world below, at grandmother hanging up or taking down the washing, at the cook quarreling with a fruit vendor, or at grandfather grumbling at the hardy Indian marigolds which insisted on springing up all over his very English garden. Usually, nothing very exciting happened while I was in the banyan tree, but on one particular afternoon, I had enough excitement to last me through the summer. That was the time I saw a mongoose and a cobra fight to death in the garden, while I sat directly above them in the banyan tree. It was an April afternoon, and the warm breezes of approaching summer had sent everyone, including grandfather, indoors. I was feeling drowsy myself. I was wondering if I should go to the pond behind the house for a swim, when I saw a huge black cobra gliding out of a clump of cactus and making for some cooler part of the garden. At the same time, a mongoose, whom I had often seen, emerged from the bushes and went straight for the cobra. In a clearing beneath the tree, in bright sunshine, they came face to face. Cobra knew only too well that the grey mongoose, 3 feet long, was a superb fighter, clever and aggressive. But the cobra was skillful and experienced fighter too. He could move swiftly and strike with the speed of light, and the sacs behind his long, sharp fangs were full of deadly venom. It was to be a battle of champions.
Did you listen to the story? Did you like that? Then now, in order to understand more, I will give some questions. Take it down and find out the answer. First question. What happened to the banyan tree in the spring season? What happened to the banyan tree in the spring season? The banyan tree is full of small red figs in the spring season. The next question. Which are the different kinds of birds which appear on the banyan tree? Which are different kinds of birds which appear on the banyan tree? Which are the birds? Red-bottomed bulbul, rosy pastures, parrots and crows. All makes the tree the noisiest place. What did they do? They squabbled together and make the banyan tree the noisiest place. The next question. Where did the boys spend the afternoons when it was not too hot? Where did the boys spend the afternoons when it was not too hot? Where did he spend? In the platform built halfway up the tree. Next, what did he do sitting on that platform? He reads books sitting in the platform. What kind of books he read? All kinds of books. Which are they? Huh? Which are they? Find out it and write in your notebook. Which are they? Huckleberry Finn, the Mowgli stories, the novels of Edgar Rice Burroughs, and Lucia May Alcott. These are the books he read. The next question. Who was the author of the story? Francis Bacon. Francis Bacon. This is the picture of Francis Bacon. He is the author of the story. Then, who is your favorite author? Who is your favorite author? Do you have such a hobby to read books? Huh? It is a very good hobby. Which types of books you read? Then there came an assignment for you. Write down. Prepare a writer about the merits of reading. Prepare a writer about the merits of reading. For this, you can give any title, any type of title. Books are our good friends, or reading makes a perfect man. Any title you can give. You write that writer and send to the WhatsApp group. Then come back to the story. What is the boy doing when he was not reading? What did the boy doing when he was not reading? What did the boy doing? Sitting in the platform, he was reading books. Otherwise, the other time, what did he do? He observed the activities of all the people and the living beings beneath the tree. He was observing all the people and the living beings beneath the tree. Beneath means under the tree. Next question. What were the usual activities? Usual activities of the people. What is his mother doing? His mother hanging up or taking down the washing, cook, quarrel with a vendor. Vendor means vendor. Street hawker, one who sells things coming to our house, just like that. Vendor. Vendor. Then grandfather grumbling at the hardly Indian marigolds. What is Indian marigolds? Marigolds, do you know? See the picture, marigold, Jamandi, marigold. Indian marigold. All these were the activities of the people. All these were the activities of the people. The next question. Why the grandfather grumbling to the marigold? Why the grandfather grumbling to the marigold? What is the reason? The Indian marigold insisted on bringing up all over garden. Its seeds spread all over the garden and it will grow like that. And without any order. That is why he grumbles. Then did you see an English garden? Question. What season do we experience in April? What experience do we experience in April? It is summer. What changes in summer makes in our ordinary life? What are the changes? It was too hot and we keep inside the house. So we keep inside the house. The same thing happens here also. The grandparents were inside the house. Then, where was the boy? Where was the boy? What was he wishing to do in the afternoon? Where was the boy? He was sitting on the banyan tree, on the platform in the banyan tree. And what was he wishing to do in the afternoon? He was on that platform on the tree. He feels drowsy. He wished to take a bath in the pond. It was very hot. That is why he wished to take a bath in the pond. Next question. What was the exciting experience he got on that day? What was the exciting experience he got on that day? What was the experience? Particular day. That particular day he got an experience. What is that? The sight of the fight between a mongoose and the cobra. Did you see? Fight between this mongoose and cobra. Can you see the picture? Then did mongoose or cobra see the boy? Did mongoose or cobra see the boy? No, he was sitting on the platform. That is why this mongoose and cobra didn't see him. And why was the cobra? What was the cobra searching for? What was the cobra searching for? Cobra was searching for a cool place to rest because it was too hot. Beware of that. In this hot situation or hot climate, all the reptiles came out of their burrows and rest in the cool place. Then next question. What did the mongoose do? What did the mongoose do? He went straight to Cobra to fight with him because Cobra was his enemy. And that is why he came forward to fight with this snake. Then, what understanding do the Cobra has made about the mongoose? What understanding do the Cobra has made about the mongoose? What was the understanding? The cobra has a good understanding about the mongoose. This 3 feet long enemy. Even though he was 3 feet long, this mongoose was only 3 feet long. He is a super fighter. The snake know that he was a super fighter. Clever and aggressive. His actions will be sudden. He is a super fighter, clever and aggressive. His actions will be sudden. Next. Then that much questions you have to answer in your notebook and send your homeworks to my private WhatsApp. Clear? Then now it is your turn to read the textbook. Keep a pencil in your hand and find out the unfamiliar words while you read it. The unfamiliar words, guess the meaning, find out using dictionary or a e-glossary from Samagra, or scan the QR code in that page 11. You can find out the meaning there. And prepare it in your notebook and prepare your dictionary also. Then I have already given you another work. Write-up. In the beginning, I have given you a write-up. Prepare a write-up. Then in the previous class also, I have given a letter. Given a homework to write a letter. That also you have to send to my WhatsApp. Then along with this, you have to answer the questions in the text. There were some questions in the side of the passage. Can you find that? Read the lesson and answer the questions. Then now in the last class we came to know that this boy got immense pleasure in sitting on the platform and seeing the nature. And he is describing the fight scene between the mongoose and the cobra. The opponents are there, the champions are there, ready to fight. A super fight is waiting there. In the next class, we will watch the fight between them. Now it is time to signing off. Bye.